and talk about what happened.
Everyone's talking about last night's debate between Vice President Harris and former President Trump.
Kamala Harris came in needing to rattle Trump's cage. And now that it's over, they are still looking for pieces of his cage in low orbit.
Couldn't have gone much better than did for Kamala Harris. She baited him masterfully. I don't think I've ever seen masturbating like that on television.
There was a booty whooping.
Yeah, the American talk show hosts were among the 67 million people who were glued to their screens on Tuesday night to watch the U.S. presidential debate. Jimmy Kimmel Instagrammed a meme featuring Inside Out 2 characters, Anger as Trump and Joy as Kamala. Yeah, the hosts were pretty joyful as they discussed it on their respective shows afterwards.
She said just like this.
On The View, Whoopi gave some insight as to what Kamala's character motivation would have been as she walked onto that stage and went up to meet Donald Trump for the very first time ever.
Now, this may not be what was coming out of her mouth, but this is what her body was saying.
Kamala Harris. Let's have a good debate.
And then she said her name correctly.
Yeah. Yes,
And you
she
notice
did.
he didn't say it at all.
Thank you.
No. Because he knew.
can't
Because she
remember
said
it.
to him,
If you've got something to say, say it to my face.
she put her face right there.
Yeah.
And he couldn't do it.
I have talked with women around our country. You want to talk about this is what people wanted? Pregnant women who want to carry a pregnancy to term, suffering from a miscarriage, being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers are afraid they might go to jail, and she's bleeding out in a car in the parking lot. She didn't want that.
She crushed that. This is like...
Nick Offerman called the debate a good old-fashioned ass-whooping.
Respected world leaders. And this former president
Rob Reiner tweeted, "Tonight we saw the next president of the United States, and her name is Kamala Harris."
I don't think former president was the F word she was looking for.
Shirley Ralph had a lot of comments to make about Trump on Twitter throughout the debate and also endorsed the Lincoln Project's montage of other suggestions that Kamala could have put in there.
Scumbag, face, dickhead, toe.
half-witted moron.
No good, rotten, four-flushing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, dirt-eating piece of slime.
Sad, strange little man.
Insecure junkyard mother...
Former president.
And then showing them in a different light. So she can't talk about that.
He was so nonsensical that she looked at him the way a parent looks at a kid giving a presentation on why they should be allowed to get a pet tiger.
Yeah, Lizzo didn't waste any about damn time to turn it into a meme for Instagram, simply captioning the post, same.
Afterward, Trump asked how he did with his undecided voters, and his staff said, well, they're not undecided anymore.
And Trump, the leader that he is, did that all on his own.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating...
Maybe the reason he lost the debate is because he was the only candidate who claimed foreigners are getting meals delivered by Petco in Ohio.
Stephen King tweeted, "Trump sounds barking mad."
They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Let's call it time of crazy 9:31 p.m. Can we write that down on something, please?
Flava Flav advised, Pet Shop Boys better stay inside and lock the doors. You too, Snoop Dogg and Pitbull.
The people on television say my dog was taken and used for food.
Yeah, everyone thought Harris seemed really prepared, while Trump was like, my homework was eaten by a dog. That was eaten by people in Ohio.
But the people on television saying their dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice
We'll
President
find
Harris,
out.
I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
You talk about extreme.
Mark Hamill wrote, "Him, we are a failing third world nation. We're headed for World War III. They're killing babies after they're born. Haitian migrants are eating your pets. Couldn't think of anything you'd do differently on January 6th? Hashtag angry, defensive, and weird. Her, presidential. Hashtag we're not going back.
Tonight, we saw someone that has empathy, who cares about ordinary Americans.
Yeah, I've been fantasizing about a Trump-Kamala debate ever since she announced she's running for president, like back in 2020 or 2019, I guess. 2018, she announced that? Yeah, I've been fantasizing about that ever since. Didn't think it was ever going to happen. Of course, sequence of events meant it did happen, and it was everything I wanted and more.
He calls himself a deal maker. Even his national security advisor said it was a weak, terrible deal. And here's how it went down.
Keke Palmer simply wrote, chewed. And we knew what that meant. I kind of do.
I was quite relieved. And delighted. Quite relieved.
And if you want to really know the inside track on who the former president is, if he didn't make it clear already, just ask people who have worked with him. His former chief of staff, a 4-star general, has said he has contempt for the Constitution of the United States.
Mark Ruffalo admitted, honestly, I was anxious about this debate, but what is clear is that Kamala not only has a vision for the future and lifting America up, but she is just so much even-tempered and so much smarter than Trump. She crushed him. And I like this analogy that he makes. It was like watching Muhammad Ali. She baited him and then let him swing wildly until he sputtered out. Hashtag rope-a-dope.
The reason it was good, we were getting out. We would have been out faster than them, but we wouldn't have lost the soldiers. We wouldn't have left many Americans behind, and we wouldn't have left.
Bette Midler's verdict was she won. Case closed. Bravo.
Like I was watching a woman kick the baboobie out of a man.
Okay,
it was sort of like
what?
painful to watch in
The
a way.
baboobie?
The baboobie.
When the issues that affect the American people are not being addressed, I think the choice is clear in this election.
President Trump, I'll give you a quick minute to respond here.
Thank you, because when I hear that, see, I'm a different kind of a person.
You can see how the prosecutor in her meticulously planned out those 2-minute talks that she got.
People start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom.
And each one kind of, threw a little line at Trump to see if he took it. And he took it every time.
As far as rallies are concerned, as far as the reason they go is they like what I say.
It really got Trump going.
So she can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies.
As Dionne Warwick tweeted, doing all that yelling and lying.
The one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your desires. And I'll tell you, I believe you deserve a president who actually puts you first, and I pledge to you that I will.
Kerry Washington showed that her post-debate assessment consisted of 2 words, Madam President.
I believe tonight Harris gave one of the best debate performances I have ever seen.
I think it was one of my better debates, maybe my best.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was your best debate, but it was definitely my best debate. The best debate I ever saw. I loved it.
But what we have in the former president is someone who would prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem.
Way to go, Kamala. Nice job. What did you think of the debate between Kamala and Trump?
Vice President Harris kicked some butt. She did.
This is, I think, one of the reasons why in this election I actually have the endorsement of 200 Republicans.